What is up, everyone? Welcome to a very free-to-play game called Million Lords. This RTS game is very interesting. Now, I've played this game 4 years ago, and a lot have changed since then. Definitely the UI, the graphics is so different from back then and from where we are now today. I really like it. It's very clean. And like I said, I just got back into the game in here and I've been doing quite well. So I'm going to give you guys some tips for beginners and as well as for returning players like me. So maybe some of you guys have played this game before and you guys struggled a little bit and you guys had some difficulty understanding. I'm going to try to break it down how this works. This game is relatively simple to understand and is so fun because you get to fight real time with players in the game. So I'm gonna break it down here for you guys. Again, this game is available in your app store. The game is called Million Lords. You guys can actually see it down below for the logo of Million Lords. Like I said, I played this a long time ago. I was searching for an RTS game and I found this one and we're back at it again. And so far I've been doing a great job. Actually, as you guys can see, I've already reached 1.3 million trophies in here with a 9.6 million military power. So I'm gonna teach you guys in here the basics of the game and how you guys can enjoy Million Lords the way I am enjoying it currently. I've been really putting a lot of time into this, so it's been really fun. And once again, this is a very free-to-play game. You don't really have to spend. I haven't spent anything in here. And one of the person that I'm fighting with, this guy above me, he was like, "How did you get so much?" Like, it's because how I built the strategy for my account. So I'm gonna give you guys some advice in here right now. So how do you attack in Million Lords? Let me explain this to you guys. As you guys can see, I have my cities in here, the blue ones. And if you see this etching into one of the city, this white etching, that actually signifies that that is your main city. The main city cannot be attacked at all costs. It cannot be. So it's a protected city. So you don't have to upgrade it right away. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be bringing in all my troops in here by using my Sapphire, getting all my units into one. And I'm going to mobilize in here. I'm going to attack this big guy in here. When you are going on offense, you are actually gaining 3 XP. And when you're going on defense, you're going to be gaining 1 XP per troops that are being killed. So I will be mobilizing in here since he tried to capture my base in here. So I'm immobilized in here. He's a bit more powerful. For now, as this my season, I'm just trying to maintain what I have currently. I don't want to, push too far. We don't need to. I just want to show you guys how things work in here. So I'm going to be mobilizing all my units in here. And then I'm eventually going to mobilize up and I'm going to attack this player. So once I've mobilized in here, I'm going to attack this player. And I just scouted the player. So you want to press the scout. And once you do that, you'll be able to see what is inside the city. As you can see, this city is being governed by 3.77 G, which is a lot. So I have a maximum amount of 2.1 G. So I will scout this other city in here. Let's see what defense he's got. So before you go on offense, you kind of want to look what they have. So this one is pretty minimal, 477 million. And you can also scroll further down and you will see the enemy stats in here for the defense and as well as the attack stats. Those are very important within the game for you guys to understand how you're going to be attacking. You have to kind of compare your stats as well. So I'm going to explain that to you guys in a little bit in here as I gather all my units before I launch an attack. So I finally have gathered all my troops. So I should have just moved everything to my level 77 city instead of going to my main city, but it doesn't matter. Now I've got all my troops in here. I got 2.1 G. Now as I've scouted this player in here, it's pretty high defense and it's only really 719 million troops. So that's not a whole lot. And this one has about 477 million total defense with 69 million troops. So before I launch the attack, I'm going to do another recon in here. I'm going to scout it once again. And let's see if he has mobilized any troops. Nope. So what I'm going to do is click this yellow icon. And then what that signifies that you are able to move your troops. So I can click onto the enemy city. And now we can see this panel. Now, what you can also do is zoom in and then click the enemy city. Click the battle icon in here. And then select your city. and then drag how much troops you want to bring. I recommend to bring as much as you can to minimize some of the losses as well and to be able to conquer and capture the city of your enemy. So I'm going to click this battle. As you can see, this is within 3 minutes. You can also get the notification if you like. So if you step away from the game, you can turn it on and turn it off. So you can then press the battle in here. And then as you can see, our now troops are marching. Now, the more troops you have in your march, the slower it becomes as well. So it takes a little bit longer of the time. All right, so as you guys can see, we're about 24 seconds onto the attack in here. I don't think the player have sent any reinforcement, so I'm going to scout it again in here. So as I scout it again, let's take a look what he's got. Clicking that, still the same. So I should be able to take over and control this city that he's got. Now, once you take over a new city, you can see it's 80 right now. That's the level. So once I take over that, it's going to change and it's now 78. So whenever you capture a city, it is going to reduce the city's level. So I'm going to go and capture this one as well. I already know that I don't think he's got a lot in here. Now, if there is a lot of troops in here and I've already sent my units, you're kind of like in a pickle there because you cannot stop the attack. So as I try to attack and defeat enemy troops, you can see below my picture in here, experience and level, this is going to increase. And once that increase, you're going to be able to get more troops, more gold, and at the same time, you're going to level up and you're going to be able to add into the skills, which we are going to talk about later. Now, the second part of the game is defending. Now, defense, as I've mentioned, you get 1 XP per troops killed on the defense. So when you think about this, it is better to go on offense than to go on defense. So what I've been doing is that if there was an attack, typically I will pull out my troops, I'll come back later and I'll go on offense. So it's better to save your troops and then attack and go on offense. You can get more XP in that way. Now, if you just keep on defending, sometime you might be depleted. So it's a strategy, which we can talk about that in a later bit once we do an advanced guide. For this one, it's a bit more basic guide for you guys to kind of have an understanding about the game. So on defense, when the player launches an attack on you, so hypothetically, this Anthony guy launches an attack on one of my city, let's just say my level 90 city, which is a pretty high city. Now, you have to click onto the information icon in here. You can see I don't have a lot of troops, so I can bring in my troops in here. And once I bring in my troops, it will have then a multiplier with all the defense that I have, and it will increase my total defense. So that is very crucial. And as I upgrade as well using my gold, it is going to increase my city defense as well for the stats and the production, and as well as gold production. And so it's also going to increase the crown as well. Now, as you can see, if I upgrade this right now, which I have the gold, as you can see, plus 3%, 74k production in here. So I'll just go and click this one. And as you can see, my defense have increased now. You can also rename your city for your defense if you would like. For me, I don't see the point for it because you'll eventually lose some of the cities, you know, so I don't think renaming it that's important. You could rename your main city if you like, though. So in defense, it's very important to know where your troops as well. So if you click this icon here, all right, below on the very bottom, you can actually see the city list. As you can see in the city list, you can search for your city. You can sort it out by level. You can sort it out by troop counts. You can sort it out by names. And you can also see your main city, and then you can just pretty much hover onto the location of your city as well. And in here also, you can see where you bookmark a city as well. So as you can see, there we go. We launched another offense there, right? And we're just going to keep on attacking that one. We're going to take it. All right, there we go. So if you're going to be defending on your city, you will want to be sending reinforcement to the city that is being attacked. Now, if somebody tries to attack you and you know you're going to lose that city, you can send a bigger troop count to retake that city. So in that way, you are going on offense instead of defense. But on defense, you can always send troops, and you can do it fast. You can send it like this, and then you can also click and toggle using the speed token in here that will increase the marching speed of your units from the game. So those are the basics of Million Lords, how to attack and how to defend. Now, there's many more things within the game, and I'm going to tell you guys about the task, the events, so that you guys can get some more rewards and ultimately will enhance your gameplay. So I want you guys to look into the daily rewards in here. So as you can see, I've been logging in consecutively in here. Whenever you do your daily rewards, you're going to get many items in here. You can get some sapphire, speed boost, gold. You can also get some free advisors, and as well as some troops, and as well as some loot crates in here. Now there is also daily quests, so every day it refresh. You gotta complete the quest in here so you can get some free sapphires. There is also achievements, which is going to be rewarding you with sapphires as you complete them. Currently right now, as I'm recording, there is the Halloween event still, and you can see in here we are able to redeem some items. So make sure to just pay attention. I'm gonna go and redeem some jewel boxes in here, and there we go. I was able to redeem some boxes. I'm gonna redeem another one in here. Boom, there we go. So just keep in mind that on the left hand panel in here that you can get some rewards out of it. Below that, you can actually see there is the expedition. So in here, you can send your explorer, or I guess this is called your adventurer, to basically go for an expedition and look for certain things. So right now I am sending it out for chances of finding gears. You can also go for gold or also troops. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is your account skills. So let's go into your player info by clicking the profile picture. In the second tab in here, you can see this is the skills. I've really maximized into adding into the fearless because I go on offense a lot. And if I go onto defense, you can see I have survival from defending. So basically these survivals, they will go into your main city, the excess troops that you get from surviving, and then you can mobilize that later. So basically you're not losing all your units by adding these. And also pay attention because this skill has a maximum capacity. As you can see here, it's a maximum capacity of 90%, and this one as well as 90%. So I would say you max these are very important skills, and then after that you can then divert whether you are going to be more of a defender or you're going to be an offense. For me, I would say go on offense. I kind of went on defense this season, but I think next season I'm going to go more into offense because I'm going to play it more differently into the next season in here. So this is the skills, very important. And if you want to see the overview of your account, just go into the player info. Once again, you can see the stat overview. Press the eye icon, and then now you can see the whole stats overview, and you can kind of adjust depending on what you need to do with your stats. Now the gears are here as well as this one, the second row, the skills in the first row in here. Now onto the third tab in here, you're going to be able to see the gear. I have a weapon master advisor, which is very good. It optimizes everything in here. It automatically changes my gear whenever I'm going from offense, from going on defense, if I'm just idling, and if I'm going to be marching. You can also autofill by clicking the autofill tab there. So as you guys can see, I actually have a very nice weapon in here, and I have been crafting this. Basically, I've been enchanting this to be better. So I have one of the best legendary weapon that I got 4 years ago, which is awesome. So just pay attention onto your inventory, and the way you can get more gear is by opening up these boxes. I'm gonna go open all, and let's see if we get something pretty cool. Nope, we got pretty normal. So go back into here. Basically now we can do is disenchant these, and then we can get some of those orbs that we can use to enchant the gear that we need. I would say only enchant the gears that are legendary. The epics are okay, but I would say focus more onto legendary. So let me give you a basic strategy. You guys have pretty much seen what I did earlier. Basic strategy is that you don't want to attack enemy from very, very far. So you want to attack an enemy at a close range. There are situations where you need to attack an enemy very far if you're going to move in a different location. So if you're going to attack an enemy within the neighboring state in here, you want to be onto the closest as possible so they get the most little time of notification as possible. To attack somebody too far, you are not going to succeed because you're going to be able to defend that. So always scout, and then also mobilize to the nearest city as much as possible to reduce the marching speed of your troops on going for attack. So these are some of the basic tips for you as you are starting out as a new player or returning player like me. So I'll have more videos in here that can help you to succeed in Million Lords. We'll go more deeper into tactics and strategy and you're gonna see the progress that I am doing in here as well. So make sure to tune in, subscribe, and let me know how long have you guys been playing Million Lords as you guys finish this video. I'll see you guys again next time. And if you guys have been playing Million Lords for a while now, please let me know how long have you guys been playing. Anyway, I'll see you guys again, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit like if you love Million Lords.